love it when Marilyn Miglin is here. Truly one of the most powerful pioneers in the beauty industry. So great to have you here,
nice
my friend, in a one-hour Valentine's Day show. Okay, Marilyn, so if there was a drum roll and our #1 top-selling fragrance, not just here at HSN, but out in retail, it is all about our pheromone. When I tell you the testimonials that we have received through the years about marriages and proposals, and oh my goodness, I never thought a fragrance could smell like this on me. I never had more compliments in my life. It smells so different on me as it does my mom, as it does my best friend, as it does my sister. That's the beauty, and Marilyn's gonna explain that all to you. But let me go through exactly what you're receiving in this. We call it the Pheromone Luxe. It's a luxury set. You're getting the top-selling $70 fragrance right here of the 1.7 ounces of the Pheromone Eau de Parfum. You're gonna receive 8 ounces of the Pheromone Body Cream. You're gonna receive the full size, which is 8 ounces of the Pheromone Body Lotion, and then you're gonna receive 8 ounces of the Pheromone Bath and Shower Gel. All of this, and this fabulous tote, which has a little secret to it, with 4 flex pays for today only. So basically, $15. We will ship this out to you. The 4 flex pay goes away at midnight. And if you look at individually what the pricing would be, it's $152.65. You can go out to any major retailer right now, top retailer, and ask for Pheromone Eau de Parfum, and you're gonna spend $70. Okay, just right off the bat. It's like the discovery of a lifetime. You're like, oh my goodness, for our Pheromone girls. And Pheromone's now celebrating how many years?
Oh, she's about 35.
She's about 35.
And she's gotten to be quite a woman. She's certainly not afraid of who she is. And she's very confident and very sexy and very...
mysterious, I always say.
Well, she's mysterious, but she's also just so elegant, always. She's in perfect order.
Okay, Marilyn, let's reveal, because this fabulous tote, it's like a khaki and a dark brown, and you'll notice there's like a zipper, right?
Right.
Okay, when you unzipper this tote, you have to see the inset on the inside. Watch what Marilyn's doing. So once you unzip it, how fun is this? Then you have a little bit, and this is so pheromone, you know, brings out that animal in us.
Isn't that just darling?
Oh, I love it. Look. So you can go, it adds like another 5-6 inches to the tote bag.
A girl never knows when she needs a little more space in her tote bag.
Absolutely.
And you can spray the inside with your pheromone, and then you'll never know when you open it what that does, what it leads to. But there's a little snap.
Cute.
And it's just really a special bag.
Okay, now we're gonna talk pheromone, and I am opening up that testimonial talk line because I am telling you, we get the best testimonials in all of my years, over 23 years hosting here at HSN. I have never received better testimonials on any one product than with you, Miss Marilyn.
Isn't
and
it
pheromone.
Extraordinary?
Even here ourselves, what we've witnessed. Remember, I mean, this is going back, oh my goodness, and to be 18 years ago now, right? When
we were just young whippersnappers.
Yes.
That's right.
One of the producers and one of our stylists, I'll never forget, darling, they were both and just beautiful people, and they were both single at the time, and the gal went by and he looked at her and said, oh my goodness, what are you wearing? Anyway, long story short, it was pheromone.
And they got married.
The whole thing.
And they had a baby, and we've had pheromone babies. I mean, a lot of them. Yeah.
I'm telling you. So not only the great testimonials, and thank you, we love hearing from them, from what we have witnessed just ourselves. It is such a special, unique fragrance for every single woman, and I truly mean that. And then uniqueness is, let's talk about the ingredients and how it came to be, and it means to pheromone, this is to
in a word, it means to communicate. And of course, that's what all of us do, especially with fragrance.
Absolutely.
But interestingly, when I discovered pheromone, and I was out to create a fragrance because all of my cosmetic customers asked me if I would create something that was as pretty as I could make them look. And I said, why not? Everybody else was doing a fragrance. So I went to a perfumer in New York because we didn't have them in Chicago. And I told him I wanted to create something really different, really special. And he said, great, lady, here are 5 perfumes. You tell me which one you like and we'll make it for you. I said, no, 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 no. I want to be part of your creative team. and I want to be the one to do this. He said, lady, we've been doing it this way for 100 years. Take it or leave it. We don't need you to help us. And I thought, how dare he? How dare he not want me to create this? Well, from there, I went back to Chicago with no fragrance, but I guess I didn't know enough about perfume. So I started to do research, and my research led me to the University of Chicago, the Department of Egyptology. And there I read about the recipes of perfumes that are on the walls of Egyptian temples. And I was fascinated, and they didn't have them certainly translated, but those were recipes, and they call them recipes. And as fate would have it, they were going on a trip. It was right after the embargo was lifted from Egypt, where after 50 years, nobody had been there. But the director said, you like Egyptology so much, would you like to accompany us on our journey? And I came home that night and I said, darling, would you like to go to Egypt? So in 1 week we were packed and we had our flashlights, and it was marvelous. Getting to Egypt was an amazing journey, and I knew that something magical was going to happen. And there I am in Egypt, and you see the recipes on the walls there, those are all in hieroglyphs.
I love that.
And I had them translated from hieroglyphs to English and had them replicated. And that's when I thought, oh my goodness, I have so many wonderful secrets here, but I had to have somebody make that formula for me. And he said, no, not good, not your grandma, like too old. I said, no, please make it for me, and I'll pay you. As soon as I said that, he agreed.
Okay.
Yeah. And from that, well, and interestingly, when I put these ingredients on my body, I was so excited, except I did smell like an old church. It wasn't really quite so good. And I thought, gosh, I've got to wash this off. But 5 days later, it was still there. And I thought, what is making this fragrance last so long?
Staying power,
oh,
right?
my,
Which
yes.
Pheromone does.
I know, pheromone does last.
It's the best. Oh, you put a little bit on in the morning, and it is there when you come home, which is like
and
love.
That's what I thought perfume should do. But here I had to go back in time. Well, anyway, I took my little oils and came back to Chicago and heard of a young Italian perfumer who wanted to make a name for himself in this country. And I called and asked him if he would work with me to perhaps eliminate some of the cloying notes. And he said, how do I know you can smell? And I said, no, you've got to trust me. But anyway, I had to take a smell test. And from there, we started. It was 2.5 years later. And one day, Pheromone, I wore Pheromone, and it just was wonderful. And I went to a supplier, and I rang the doorbell, and he said, who are you, lady? Because I've been through some interesting places back in Brooklyn, and you know, where there are no doors.
Yeah.
And he said, but you smell good, so come on in. Anyway, Pheromone, and I tested Pheromone on 100 ladies in warm climates and cold climates, and I told them that a friend of mine was working on this because I didn't want to make it too subjective, that I didn't want them to say, oh no, I don't like it because you know about it. But every comment that came back was, I love it, I'd love to buy it. What is it? And of course, because it communicated so passionately, I decided to name it Pheromone, because the word pheromone means an organic substance used to communicate. Well, that's what fragrance is all about, but the marketing man said, you can't do this.
And you did it, and you did it right, because so many women we have talked to have been using Pheromone, and to me this is the ultimate testimonial, for over 30 years. Since the day it launched. I mean, because they'll never, ever try anything else. The compliments that they get, the warmth, memories are evoked, I mean, from the Pheromone, because it is so special, and it is so unique to the individual that is wearing it.
And conversation begins.
Oh, you better believe
and if
it.
they say, what are you wearing? And you say Pheromone. Now, some people will know what it is, but some won't. And then you can go into a wonderful conversation about the word Pheromone means an organic substance used to communicate, and it doesn't.
There's nothing better. And let's talk about the ingredients, Marilyn, because this is really something you were mentioning.
179 of them.
Can you imagine?
And some of them are documented on ancient papyrus. Spikenard, which stimulates the psychic powers, and olibanum, which stimulates the olfactory sense, and then, of course, myrrh, which is that cherished blood stimulant. And you know, that was one of the gifts to the Christ child. And they go back, and olibanum, and also citrus and myrrh and the beautiful, beautiful palm, and that's a very calming oil, but that's one of those oils documented in ancient papyrus. And Foti Tiang, which I didn't know about, wars were fought in China over those little blossoms, and that's a sexual stimulant. So no wonder.
No wonder babies and marriages and people meeting each other at the butcher shop in front.
That's the most wonderful thing in the delicatessen. It really is.
Yeah, because it doesn't usually smell that great until somebody with pheromone comes in, and I'm telling you.
And you know, I recently had an interesting happening. I was in a flower shop.
Really?
And a woman asked me what I was wearing. She said, "You just smell so good." You know, we don't have good descriptive adjectives for that word, but the fact is, she did ask me, and I was honored. I was terribly honored in the middle of a flower shop.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that says it all. If you're just tuning in with us, we're going to be putting a 5-minute clock up on the screen in just a few moments. I'm going to take you through everything you are receiving for this one day only Love/Valentine #1 top selling fragrance from Marilyn Miglin, the 1.7 ounce in retail right now. Any top department store you walk into, you are spending $70 for this exact same wonderful, beautiful, one-of-a-kind fragrance. You're not going to receive the body cream. You're not going to receive the body lotion. You're not going to receive the bath and shower gel. And if you were, we're looking at it.
Nor this fabulous tote,
which I love, that unzippers and has this wild little leopard inset all the way around. So we're looking at $152.65. That would be individual shipping and handling and so forth. HSN, not only are we bringing this back as the luxury pheromone kit. It's one of my favorites because you get the body lotion, you get the shower gel, you get the fragrance, you get
something
the
for
body
everyone.
cream. Yes, so you have something for everyone, and you use it every single day. Now here's the best part. For flex pays, that means when you shop with a credit card or a debit card, we're looking at about $15 plus your shipping and handling. With your HSN charge card, it would be 5 monthly flex payments. So anything where you see flex pay, when you shop with your HSN charge card, add an additional month. So that'll bring the price down probably, what, to $11 and change to try it with your unconditional guarantee. That's another thing that is unique to us here at HSN.
No
way.
Right.
Over 300 of the kits have been selected, and hundreds of you in the ordering process. It is that time of the year. It's a new year. It's Valentine's Day. You might be just watching us right now saying, wait a minute, I'm intrigued by this. This fragrance has been around for almost 35 years. This is that fragrance. I mean, just even the history that you heard Marilyn as she went to Egypt, did all the research, that has evoked more stories than any other. And that's what fragrances should do.
Has sustained women with compliments. And that's hard. No, we can't guarantee that. On the other hand, we're just so pleased to hear them, aren't we?
Absolutely.
And I don't know if many of you might not have seen our surprise, but this little tote bag here.
It's like a little designer tote. I love that. It zippers down to a regular size.
So this is the way it was.
This is perfect for travel, you know, when you, because don't you always come back with more than you left with?
Okay, and then when you unzip it, it becomes this wonderful tote bag.
So
Isn't that just so nice?
That's your Valentine's Day gift.
So happy Valentine's Day.
And in these final 2 minutes, I know hundreds of you in the ordering process, I want to hear, we have to take at least one pheromone call, Miss Marilyn. We have to. Because the stories, like I said, if you're just maybe tired of the same old, or tired of wearing that one fragrance that people say,
that's not happening.
Or are you wearing such and such? It's like, oh, great, I feel special. No, I want to have my own individual fragrance.
Exactly.
Right?
And the one I can't pronounce, right?
Right, exactly, yes. We're going to say hello to Lois, is joining us from Kentucky. Welcome, Lois. Thank you for calling. You're live on the air with Marilyn and Lynn. Are you familiar with pheromone?
Oh, yes, I am, and I just love it. I have been using it for over 30 years, and it is the best.
Oh, Lois, thank you.
The best values are with you guys, because I used to just buy the cologne and sometimes the perfume, and the prices are, you know,
hard to believe.
They're almost as high as what she's selling for the whole deal.
Oh, right. Well, and you know what, Lois, it's true. Even in the times that we've worked together, I mean, I can remember pheromone retailing at I think it was $60, then it was $65, and now it's retailing at $70 just by itself, you know, just the fragrance. Oh,
it's just wonderful. I love the body lotion and the creams, and every time I wear it, I don't care where I'm at, they'll say, "What are you wearing?"
Isn't that
It smells so
interesting, Lynn, which is what we've been talking about. Lois, we can't thank you enough for such a nice call.
And I said that earlier, when you get a caller or a person that's been using a fragrance for over 30 years, you know you're doing something right, right? Lois, thank you so very, very much.
Thank
what a
you,
wonderful
Lois.
testimonial.
It really was a lovely call.
And yet it's true. I mean, she's saying to this day, wherever she go, people
Ask her
say, what are you wearing?
Right.
Right? It makes you feel good.
But Lynn, that's the one thing we expect. But it doesn't always happen. Right.
Well, we're going to say hi to Joanne, calling from South Carolina. Hi, Joanne. Welcome.
Hello. Hello. How are you all?
We're well, thank you. Joanne, have you tried? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell Marilyn, I've been using this fragrance for at least 20, 25 years.
Oh, my.
And I'm a retired nurse, and some of the doctors would always, when they would write their orders or whatever, they'd come over, and one of them said to me one day, he said, what kind of perfume are you wearing? What are you wearing? And I told him pheromone. Of course, he knew what pheromone meant.
Yes, he did as a medical person, sure.
Yeah, and he said, well, that's a strange name. He said, I'm going to buy that for my wife. So anyway, and the one thing that I love most about your pheromone is that it doesn't leave a trail. You know, when you go in a grocery store or department store, wherever, and there won't be anybody in the aisle, but you'll know they were there because of what they were wearing.
Yes, yes.
This doesn't leave a trail, and it's not offensive to people that have any kind of allergies.
Right.
And because I have a lot of allergies myself, but this is a beautiful, wonderful fragrance, and I believe it's kind of different on each person.
Oh, it is. We should mention that.
So many people say, tell me, what is that? It's so beautiful. So anyway, I've been using it for years, and I love it, and I always wanted to see Marilyn, and I never did ever see her, so I'm happy to see you.
Well, we're happy to know you and talk to you too, Joanne. We're just delighted, as a matter of fact. And we are thrilled that you've enjoyed it, and keep wearing pheromone and enjoying it as much as I have enjoyed creating it.
Happy bet. Over 20 years she's been using it. We're going to just quickly sneak in one more quick hello because we are busy. Susan in Florida. Hello, Susan. Thank you for calling. Are you familiar with pheromone?
Oh my gosh, I love it.
What do you love?
Whenever I wear it, somebody's always saying, "What are you wearing?"
Isn't that lovely, Lynn?
I got in a taxi cab one night, and the taxi cab driver says, "Oh my gosh, ma'am, you smell so good. What is that?" And that was after being in a nightclub for a couple hours, you know. So,
well, we're delighted you had a nightclub night and a pheromone night.
I'm so glad, Susan, and we want to thank you for saying hi.
Such a nice
call. Appreciate your call.
Thank you, Susan.
Oh, Marilyn, you're the best. I love all your fragrances.
Thank
you.
Thank you very much. Well, there are still some in the hopper that I'm working on. So,
what a great. All of our testimonials, as we always say, our #1 top-selling fragrance from Marilyn here and on out retail. $70 for the fragrance by itself. The body cream, the body lotion, full size of the bath and shower gel, all for $59.90 with 4 or 5 flex pays, only for today up till midnight.